Okay, we are recording. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service, and this is our May 4th, 2021 meeting of the Board of Public Service. First of all, today we have a hearing, which we will handle, and a letting, which we will handle afterwards. This is a public meeting, and I would ask that only the directors are allowed to speak in the meeting other than for the public hearing, where we will have our applicant and testimonies by others today. So without further ado, I'd like to start with hearing number 8256. Hearing number 8256 is being conducted pursuant to Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The applicant, Dushawn Smith, DBA, Immortal Inc. Tattoo Gallery, is proposing to operate a tattoo parlor at 712 North 2nd Street. Due to the nature of the business, the applicant is required to hold a license issued by this board pursuant to the guidelines of Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Procedural history. February 22nd, 2021. The Certificate of Occupancy and Zoning, numbered as OP-91-21, issued to Immortal Inc. Tattoo Gallery for the use of 712 North 2nd Street as a tattoo studio. The property is zoned L, Jefferson Memorial District, and upon approval of the zoning administrator, zoning is proper and does not require the conditional use permit zoning District L, Jefferson Memorial. March 18th, 2021, the applicant submits to BPS a completed BPS tattoo parlor license, application numbered 129112, or 10 chairs for the proposed premise at 712 North 2nd Street. March 22nd, 2021, letter from the Health Director, Dr. Frederick L. Eccles, to BPS finding no evidence of health code violations at the facility at 712 North 2nd Street and recommends the issuance of a BPS license for a tattoo parlor with 10 chairs. April 8th, 2021, certified letter from the Secretary of the Board of Public Service is mailed in which the applicant and the property owner are notified of today's hearing and a copy of the public notices of today's hearing, which were posted and published. As outlined in Section 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, the Board of Public Service may approve such application after a hearing if it is satisfied that the applicant is of good moral character and that the applicant has given evidence that they will be able to operate the premise in compliance with all regulations and laws governing such premise, and the applicant is a resident of the state and their neighborhood consent petition is in due form. And finally, the applicant's premise are not within 500 feet of an elementary school. The Board of Public Service has in its possession and therefore admitted into evidence the following documents. Item 1, a certified copy of Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Item 2, the applicant's file with the Office of Secretary, Board of Public Service, which includes but is not limited to A, the above referenced license application, withdrawing of the proposed premise, and B, public notices as were published and posted for today's hearing. Item 3, occupancy permit from the zoning division issued for 712 North 2nd Street to be occupied as a tattoo studio. Item 4, a copy of the certificate of occupancy and zoning issued for 712 North 2nd Street to be occupied as a tattoo studio. Item 5, a letter from the Health Director, Dr. Frederick L. Eccles, stating the community sanitation staff inspected the facility at 712 North 2nd Street, City of St. Louis, and found no evidence of health code violations. The issuance of the license for a tattoo establishment was recommended. The Board of Public Service will swear in and hear from the applicant and those in support of the applicant's proposed use. The board will then allow anyone in opposition of the tattoo parlor to address the board. After each side has had an opportunity to speak, the board will allow for rebuttal. Your testimony is being recorded. When your name is called, please come forward and be sworn in. At this time, the board calls the applicant to please come forward and be sworn in. You guys really need to speak loud in that room. It's very, very hard to hear you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, can you please state your name for the board, please?
Deshaun Smith.
Okay, and I have a series of questions for you. If you would just answer them loud and clear, I would appreciate it. Are you a resident of the state of Missouri?
Yes.
Okay. The state of Missouri requires that tattoo establishments be issued a license from the director of the Division of Professional Registration of the state of Missouri for the operation. Do you have a license for the proposed tattoo establishment issued by the director of the Division of Professional Registration of the state of Missouri?
Yes.
Okay. How many tattoo chairs are being applied for today?
10.
Okay. And are you aware that any increase in the number of tattoo chairs must be applied for with this board?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Are you aware that any increase in the number of chairs, tattoo chairs, must be applied for this board? So in other words, if you want to go to 11, 12 greater, you have to come back to this board and apply for them.
Yes.
Okay. How many employees will you have at this establishment?
10.
And do all the tattoo artists have their Missouri state licensure?
Yes.
And will you be able to comply with all the provisions of Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, specifically the following? A, do you understand that as an operator of this tattoo parlor, you are at all times responsible for the orderly conduct of the establishment and the acts of any of your agents, servants, or employees in the operation of the same?
Yes.
B, do you understand that the tattoo establishment may only be open between 9 a.m. and 1 a.m.?
Yes.
What are your proposed hours?
12 p.m. to 9 p.m.
C, do you understand that tattoo parlors shall be kept clean and well lighted so that the rear of the premise is plainly visible from the front of the premise?
Yes.
And will you be able to maintain this tattoo establishment in this manner?
Yes.
And finally, D, do you understand that no tattoo parlor shall allow or permit loud noises, boisterous or disorderly conduct in or around the premise or on the grounds of such premise, and the operator shall prevent the loitering of persons on the premise or around the premise of the tattoo parlor?
Yes.
And will you be able to comply with all of these regulations?
Yes.
So at this point in time, I'd like to open the floor up for our board members. If any of our board members have questions, they would like the applicant, to ask the applicant. Okay, seeing none, thank you very much for your time. At this time, if there's anyone who would like to testify in favor of this proposed establishment, please come forward and be sworn in. Hey, you're Mr. Loafer, there you go.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Ryan Loeffler. I'm a building owner. I'm their neighbor.
So let's do this before you do it. Can
Yep.
Secretary, you want to swear him in? Hold your hand up, please.
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Please proceed. Thank you.
I just wanted to say that I'm in favor of the tattoo shop. Vic Madison owns the building and he's been a great neighbor. And there was a tattoo shop there previously. We think, and I thought they did a great job running the shop. All the people that supported the shop and all of their staff members supported all the bars and restaurants. food. I mean, eating food on lunch, dinner. So it can do nothing but good things for the landing. And I've spoke to the new ownership group there, and I think they're people of good character, and I think they're going to do a great job down there.
Thank you. And at this point in time, do any of our board members have any questions for Mr. Loeffler? Seeing none, thank you. If there's anyone else who is in favor of this establishment that would like to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Mr. Madison, are you testifying in favor? We can't hear you. He's not muted.
Can you not hear me?
Now we can. Can you,
Okay.
you want to raise your hand so she can swear you in, please?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Please proceed.
I'm also speaking in favor of it, not just because they're in our building, which they are, but because I spent considerable amount of time getting to know both Deshaun and others that are involved, and I find them to be really, really great. They've done absolutely everything that they said they would. They've spent a lot of care to make sure that they were connecting in as part of the neighborhood. They've done quite a bit of work to make the place look really, really great. Every time we've ever had a question or anything that we felt was an opportunity for them to demonstrate their commitment to do things right, they've done it right in every single instance. And in particular, I think that Deshaun is going to be a really great operator, and I'm looking forward to having him here.
Thank you, sir. At this time, does anyone on the board have any questions for Mr. Madison?
This is Greg Hayes. I don't have a question for Mr. Madison, but I'd like to thank Ryan and Victor for taking time out of your busy schedules to come, whether it was in support or with concerns, because that's exactly what the city of St. Louis needs, is to hear from folks who are close by or who own buildings where establishments may be going for approval. So thank you for your time, and we do appreciate it. I definitely do.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Director.
much.
Any other comments or questions for Mr. Madison? Seeing none, if there's anyone else in support of this establishment that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, if there's anyone in opposition to the applicant or the proposed establishment that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Let the record reflect that there is no one in opposition to the proposed establishment to testify today. The matter concerning hearing number 8256 is now closed and submitted. The board will deliberate the matter following the remaining agenda items. With that, I would ask the secretary to please call the roll.
Director Eccles,
Present.
Director Isom,
Present.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie, Director Wilson,
Here.
President Bradley.
Here, we have a quorum. I will call this meeting to order.
Mr. President, Mr. Bradley,
Yes, ma'am.
we have a letting to hear. We have a letting today as well.
Oh, yes, we do. We have a letting. Thank you for reminding me of that. Letting number, let's see here, 8725. You want to go ahead and open that one and we'll read it? Yes. Please.
Bid letting number 8725 for EOC/AOC host space remodel project at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. The first bid is from Interface Construction Corporation. And the total bid amount is $227,249. The second bid for letting number 8725 is from Maxim Construction, Maxim, in the total amount of $216,920. And the third and final bid for 8725 is from Cosney Wagner Incorporated. And the total amount is $272,788.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to ask Secretary to please continue with today's agenda.
Thank you. President Clinton. Plans and specifications for letting number 8731 for C9 garage demolition at Cervantes Convention Center. Project number 2020-31-087, St. Louis, Missouri. Addendum 1 to Phase 3 of Municipal River Terminal Rail Upgrade. Technical specifications for track construction and other related work for proposed railroad improvements at the Municipal River Terminal, St. Louis, Missouri. Addendum number 2 to plans and specifications for letting number 8727 for DPS project R2018-83-056, the Forest Park Waterway Project, which has been issued to clarify questions submitted by prospective bidders and to indicate changes described and shown in the plans and specifications. Revised supplemental agreement number 2 to PSA number 1221 to correct the contract amount that was approved by the board on March 30th, 2021. Port lease number 1, Port Authority negotiated a new lease agreement with the City of St. Louis and Centerpoint Terminal Company, a Delaware LLC, for a limited of 10 years with 3 5-year mutual options for the purpose of weathering barges for unloading petroleum products at an annual base rent of $18,450 with a 2% annual escalator for the first 10 years at or near Melanchthony and Mount Streets for a total of 600 linear feet. Port lease number 10, amendment and assignment. Port Authority has negotiated a new lease agreement with the City of St. Louis and New Frontier Materials Operations Alpha LLC, a Delaware LLC assignee from Fred Weber Inc. for a period of 5 years with 2 5-year mutual options for the purpose of running sand and ready mix concrete. Operation at an annual base rent of $63,421.51 with a 2% annual escalator for the first 5 years at or near Rutger and Covenant Streets for a total of 156,249 square feet and 500 linear feet of mooring privileges. Port lease number 47, amendment and assignment. Port Authority has negotiated a new lease agreement with the City of St. Louis and New Frontier Materials Operations Alpha LLC, a Delaware LLC assignee from Fred Weber Inc. for a period of 5 years for the purpose of parking equipment, stockpiling sand, and mooring privileges at an annual base rent of $88,183.67 with a 2% annual escalator for a 5-year term at or near Rutger and Covenant Streets for a total of 130,679 square feet and 800 linear feet of mooring privileges. Reimbursement agreement for preliminary engineering services by and between the City of St. Louis, Missouri and Union Pacific Railroad Company, a Delaware company, to replace the concrete median on the surface of structure over Union Pacific Railroad tracks at Jefferson Avenue in the amount of $5,000. A request from Like a Shot Entertainment. This was previously approved by the board on April 13, 2013, approval document number 300-096. Due to bad weather, they had to reschedule. Like a Shot is requesting to film on May 11, 2021, with the filming arrangements all to remain the same. From the Office of Special Events, requests for the following to be approved with certain conditions. Temporary outdoor seating expansion, Central West End outdoor dining on Euclid between Maryland and Washington for Fridays and Saturdays, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Sundays, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. for May 7th to the 9th, the 14th to the 16th, the 21st to the 23rd, and 28th to the 30th, 2021. Emergency work orders issued for the month of March 2021 by the Department of the President and Facilities Management Division, Board of Public Service for emergency work and repairs requiring prompt attention. President and Directors of Utilities, Streets, and Information Technology Services Administration, joint recommendation that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 129161, the Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District requesting permission for improvement and resurfacing of Riverview Drive, Route 8, including the addition of drainage outlets and drain area/field for MSD requirements at Riverview Drive approaching I-270. Director of Park, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 129151, request from J&M Displays to use Forest Park on May 24th, 2021 for a 3 to 5 minute fireworks display in conjunction with the Villa de Chine graduation at the World's Fair Pavilion in Forest Park. Recommendation that the following be approved. Request to rescind the revocation of the IoT pole located at 621 Market Street, Verizon Wireless. This submittal was previously referred to the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. The City of St. Louis and GRGF have a formal written cooperative maintenance agreement for Kinder Plaza. It is understood that Roche will remove and replace any pavers needed for this work at Verizon's expense. Request for approval of the IoT pole located at 621 Market Street. Verizon Wireless, upon receipt of SWF permit, will form proposed streetlight pole near 2 North 7th Street at the corner of intersection of North 7th Street and Chestnut Street. Bore trench 4 feet east-southeast, then turn and bore trench 34 feet north-northeast, then turn and bore or trench 6 feet north-northwest to existing Amarin manhole located at the southeast corner of intersection of North 7th Street and Chestnut Street. Board of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declare as emergency actions for the following. Removal of railroad tracks from Howard Bend Water Treatment Plant grounds, replacement of the chain of rocks front gates, labor, equipment, and materials to replace elevator main microprocessor board and the control unit, as well as the operating software at the chain of rocks treatment plant. Directors of Public Safety and Utilities. Joint application that the following be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 129027, subdivide land at 4271 through 73 Botanical Avenue and 4267 through 69 Botanical Avenue in City Block 4931 Botanical. Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that one application from American Fiber Com be approved subject to certain conditions. Starting at existing AT&T manhole number 2028 at 1220 South 8th Street, bore 34 feet west to new placed handhole. Cross Hickory Street heading north for 39 feet. Head west along north side of Hickory Street for 312 feet to new placed handhole. Continue west for 328 feet to the corner northeast of Hickory Street and South Broadway. Head south along the west side of Broadway for 767 feet. Permit ends at 1315 South Broadway. Joint recommendations that 2 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 127502, access manhole at the site of 2600 Shoto and bear a 1.25-inch interduct with fiber, 392 feet west to the rear of 2641 LaSalle. Lane closure will be needed. Application number 127503, access manhole at the site of 921 Lavamay and bore 1.25 inches, interduct with fiber, 127 feet southeast to the site of 920 Lavamay, and place a 24 by 36 18-inch handhole. Lane closure will be needed. Joint recommendation that 2 applications from Charter be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 127500, starting at existing pole behind 5240 Alaska Avenue, bore south on Eichelberger Street, give or take 15 feet of the west curb line, 33 337 feet. From there, turn and bore across Eichelberger Street, 48 feet to 906 Eichelberger Street, the school. Application number 127501. Starting at existing charter pole located behind 2931 North Spring Avenue, charter will bore west 40 feet across the street and onto the property of 3000 North Prairie Avenue. Joint recommendation that 3 applications from Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri be approved for certain conditions. Application number 129162, install new conduit in the North 13th Street, right-of-way street, south of St. Charles. There is approximately 52 feet of concrete encased concrete conduits in the street right-of-way that must be installed to provide new service to 1221 Locust. These conduits are in the east sidewalk of North 13th Street and will be installed by cutting. Sidewalk will be replaced when project is finished. Application number 129163, install new conduit from existing manhole on Olive Street and 20th Street and connect to customer installed conduit on Olive Street. Install new cable from existing manhole on Olive Street and 20th Street to customer meter equipment on Olive Street, east of 21st Street, approximately 295 feet, linear feet of open trench construction. Application number 129164, upgrade and relocate permanent electric, install a 50-foot closed loop pole in alley and replace a 40-foot closed loop 3 pole with 45 closed loop 3 pole overhead. Joint recommendation that 10 applications from Verizon Wireless be approved subject to certain conditions. Application number 600-141, 5834 Westminster Place, 600-201, 6423 Murdoch Avenue, 600-284, 4347 application Holly Hills Boulevard, 600-292, 4470 Wallace Street, 600-299, 4633 Leona Street, 600-300, 3919 Schiller Place, 600-353, 393 North Euclid Avenue, 600-355, 4528 Maryland Avenue, 600-407, 4403 Laclede Avenue, and 600-415, 3225 Merrimack Street.
Now, from the Director of Public Safety, we have our conditional uses.
Good afternoon, board members. Dylan Mosier, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. Per board order number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 6 applications: 8927 Riverview Drive, 1916 North Union Boulevard, 2753 Cherokee Street, 509 Bates Street, 3500 Limp Avenue, and 1315 Cherokee Street. I request these recommendations be approved as submitted. If anyone has any questions for me, I'm available.
Are there any questions from the board on today's conditional uses?
Greg Hayes making a motion to approve the conditional uses as submitted by Mr. Moser.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Eccles second.
Wilson second.
Thank you. It's been a motion and seconded. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie, Director Wilson,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's conditional uses are approved. Hearing number 8256, Immortal Ink Tattoo Gallery, to Sean Smith to operate a tattoo establishment with 10 chairs at 712 North 2nd Street. We heard from our applicant that he will be in compliance with all the requirements of Chapter 8.97 of the revised code. We also heard from 2 gentlemen in support of the proposed applicant. So with that background, I'd like to open the floor for any discussion. Seeing no discussion, is there a motion to approve?
Motion
So
to
moved.
approve.
Okay, so I heard Director Russell made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second Eccles.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie, Director Wilson,
Aye.
and President Bradley.
Aye. Hearing number 8256 is approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. Are there any questions or comments on the meeting minutes as presented? Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to approve, please.
So moved, Eccles.
Thank you. May I have a second, please?
Hayes, second.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Isom,
Wasn't present, so I abstain.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Scobie, Director Wilson,
Aye.
and President Bradley.
Aye, the minutes from the 27th of April are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on any of today's agenda items? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
Wilson, so moved.
Second, Eccles.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie, Director Wilson,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's agenda is approved. So before we adjourn, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome our Public Safety Director, Dan Isom, to the Board of Public Service. Dan's had an outstanding career as a police chief and many positions around St. Louis with his vast knowledge of public safety. And so it is definitely a wonderful thing to have you on the board with us. And thank you for joining.
Thank you, Rich. Good to be here.
Thank you. Is there any other comments from any of our board directors before we adjourn today? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Greg Hayes.
Thank you.
Second, Russell.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a nice afternoon.
You too.